Right. Hello, everyone. So today we're going to look at question 2, again, paper 1, 2024 foundation tier. Okay. So we did question 1 on the previous video. I can link it so you can go and check that out before you come to the second question. Right. So this question is applicable both for higher tier and foundation tier. So it's quite useful for both. Right, so to answer this question, because there is a leaf, the topic that you must revise is, of course, photosynthesis, mainly focusing on transpiration. Okay, right, so a student investigated the loss of mass from leaves that were placed in winds of different speed because there is a fan. The student used an electric fan to create different wind speeds. Now, as you can tell, there is a stand. Attached to that is a leaf, and they have said that we are using the electric fan to create different wind speeds. All right, and they are calculating, investigating, which is your dependent variable, the loss of mass from leaves. Okay, so this is the method they have used. Record the mass of one leaf taken from a plant. Attach the leaf to a stand. Leave for an hour with the fan off. Record the final mass of the leaf. Repeat the steps 1 to 4 with the fan set at different speeds. Use leaves of a similar size each time. We'll come to that later. Calculate the loss of mass for each leaf. So this is the method that you're using, and they have also given you the results based on different fan speeds, as you can tell. Now, here's your first question for 1 mark. Why did the student do one experiment with the fan off? Yes, that's right, because that would be your control. Or you could say to compare. Okay, so that would be a 1 mark. But in case you write control variable, that will not get you a mark. Okay, so you can't write control variable. Right, moving to the next question. How does increasing fan speed affect the loss of mass from the leaves? As you can tell, if you increase the fan speed, it is gonna lose more water, isn't it? So yes, the rate of transpiration is going to be high. So we're going to say loss of water increases. Or you could say loss of mass increases. You could also add loss of mass of leaves increases. Either way, you get the 1 mark. Got it? Right, next question. Explain why the mass of the leaves decreased at all fan speeds. Now they're asking you, why did the mass kept decreasing at all fan speeds? Now, this is where students get a little confused. This is a 3 mark question, and they're asking mass of leaves decrease. And when they look at the table, they're going to see, oh, the values are increasing. But what is increasing is basically, if you remember at the beginning of the experiment, they measured the mass of a leaf, right? So they measured it, and then they are turning on the fan. So it's going to lose the mass, and then they measure it again. Okay, so you need to understand that this is basically a loss of mass in grams. Okay, this is not the mass of the leaf. Right, so coming back to the question, explain why the mass of leaves decreased at all fan speeds. So as you can tell, loss of water, that's your point 1. And why did that happen? So you can say water evaporated due to transpiration through the what are the pores? What are the pores under the leaf? What do you call them? Through the stomata. Now that's your 1, 2, 3 marks altogether. Okay, so they want, if you look at the keyword, they're asking you to explain, and it's a 3-mark question. So you do have to explain it. Even if you put the bullet points, you will score the mark. Okay, but it's up to you if you want to use a whole sentence. Okay. Right, moving on to the next question, which is based on the same thing. A student repeated the investigation in a room at a higher temperature. Okay, in this question, they have only said that they used a fan at a normal temperature, but they repeated the investigation with a different variable. So now they also have increased the temperature. So now they're asking you, at a higher temperature, the loss of mass from the leaves would be smaller, the same, or greater. Yes, that's right. So it's going to be greater. Okay, because higher the temperature, more the loss of water, right? Good. Next question. How could the student check the repeatability of the test? How can they do that? So basically, they need to use the same method, isn't it? So they're going to repeat it. Of course, they're going to repeat it with the same method. So that's it. You get the 7 on 7 for question 2, Foundation Tier 2024.